Hi, it's the Honey Queen, and we're here getting ready for Mother's Day. So I've invited my friend who used to be a friend of all my kids, Savannah Benya, which is now Medina, which is a loved neighbor just down the street here. And she's going to show us how to make Mom's honey sweetened chocolate chunks. And so now we're going to take about 30 minutes to show you this. We only need 4 ingredients, right?
Yes, which is crazy if you look at the back of a package of regular chocolate chips. The ingredient list is huge as compared to what you can make it for with just the 4.
Wasn't this like 75% less of unnecessary things?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so coconut oil, but you could use...
You can use cocoa butter in place and it'll give you a more solid finish. At the end you'll see it kind of has a squishier texture when you use the coconut oil, but cocoa butter is a lot more expensive and harder to come across than the coconut oil.
So we're going with this. And of course, Cox's honey, vanilla, and cocoa powder. That's it. So let's get started here. What's the first thing we put in?
So first we're gonna melt the coconut oil.
Okay.
So you just need a 1/3 cup of coconut oil.
And melt it on low.
Yes, you don't want it to burn and get scorched.
Okay, we'll be back. All right, so it melted like in 1 minute. And next goes in?
Is going to be the honey and the vanilla. And you're gonna do 2/3 cup of honey.
And this is 1/3 cup of coconut oil. And I'll write that at the bottom for you.
And then just a teaspoon of vanilla. And you can use other extracts to give you a different flavor like mint or almond. And it just gives it a different profile.
1 teaspoon of vanilla.
And then you'll just whisk it to combine.
And then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to bring it to a boil, right?
Yes.
So bring it to a boil and we're just stirring constantly. So we'll get that on there about, once it comes to a boil, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Is it boiling yet?
Not quite yet.
Okay.
Got my timer ready though.
Okay, there we have a boil and she's got her timer set for 2 minutes. Okay, so it boiled for 2 minutes and I think you want the cocoa powder now, which is 1 cup.
Yes. And you can switch this. I actually have the cacao powder, which has more antioxidants in it, but you can use cocoa powder or dark cocoa powder, whatever you have, whatever kind of flavor once again that you're going for.
So we're using this one, but she did have, this is an option, so if you're more into that.
And back to the honey, when you're boiling it, make sure you have a pan that's a little bit bigger because it does bubble up as it's boiling, so it doesn't overfill your pan.
Great tip.
And this one you're just going to keep mixing it until it gets nice and smooth. Alright, now that it's mixed and smooth, I have just a silicone mold. They come in all different shapes, sizes. This is the one I have. Or you can use just a metal pan if that's what you have. Just make sure you line it with parchment paper if you're going to go that route.
I didn't hear grease if it's a metal one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just Vanna here, not Virginia today.
Yeah. And then you can make it as thick as you want. The thinner it is in the molds, the easier it will be to cut at the end. And the quicker it'll freeze if you do it thinner.
Okay, so we're going to put this in the refrigerator or freezer for 15 minutes. Seriously, it's only 15 minutes. We'll be back and then we'll cut it from there. Okay, it's been sitting up in the freezer, and do your magic.
So it'll still have a squishy texture to it, unlike the one with the cocoa butter, but it should pop up still pretty easy.
Oh, nice. Nice.
So the silicone molds are so nice.
Oh yeah, I love them. So you're going to cut it into chunks next.
So you can see the difference in these. This one has squishier, this one's a lot harder. This is the one made with the cocoa butter. But you can just take a knife or bench scraper, whatever you have, and it will stick to it, but that's okay.
Yeah, and there's a lot of options you can use with this chocolate. You can make future YouTubes here, I'm just saying. So we could do cookies, we could do ice cream, we could do brownies, cakes, granola, shakes, smoothies, pancakes, breads, protein bars, yogurt, mix-ins, cottage cheese, Greek yogurt mix-ins, oh, and banana
Peanut butter, so we did popsicles where we did it with cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, fruit, honey, and then we dipped it in the chocolate after, and my kids loved it. So I just cut the strips, and then I will just make like a chunk, so however big you want, but...
Like even peanut butter balls. I mean, there's so many options here, so stay tuned for that. I feel like I'm, what's that guy on Forrest Gump? Bubba and the shrimp. No, this is Virginia and the cocoa chunks.
So they do stick together, and as you put them in the fridge when you're done to store them, you just kind of have to peel them apart a little bit as you use them. But
so this is what that looks like. And this is what the
cocoa butter.
So this is a little harder. This is a little more flexible.
Yes. So this holds up better in cookies just because it doesn't melt quite as easily as this one. It just has more structure to it. But I've still used them. I've used both recipes in cookies and they both work fine. So after I cut them, I just kind of peel them apart and then I pop them in just a Tupperware container, a glass container, and throw them in the fridge until I want to use them.
Nice. Very good. And they store perfectly in the refrigerator or the freezer, either way.
Yes.
Grandchildren, did you find the bees? It was hidden this time, so I'll zoom into that. It's kind of hidden there. And if you like this, be sure to press your little like button and subscribe and share it with the world.
Thanks for having me, Virginia.
You bet. Have a beautiful day. Bye.
Bye.
Have a sweet day. I have found myself snacking on these nonstop. I also forgot to mention that her mother-in-law is my sister from another mister. Thank you, Savannah. Looking forward to more YouTubes down the road.